Hello, I'm Christian, this is my friend Jeremy and my friend John, and we're continuing our reviews on Universal's Frankenstein series with 1942's The Ghost of Frankenstein, which is the fourth film in the series. What do you guys think of The Ghost of Frankenstein?
It is definitely a downgrade in quality. It's, you had three great films, and this is definitely the one that's marked the beginning of the end. I would like to, well, not the end, because there were more, but yeah, definitely just the beginning of the downward spiral in quality.
Yeah, what do you think of this movie?
It's not the worst thing, but this just shows how Universal was really running out of ideas. That this was like the the weak point where they were just really not even trying, not even
Yeah, I think I like it better than you guys do. Like, I used to love this as a little kid.
So did I.
Rewatching it now, it hasn't really held up very well for me. I actually look at this as being almost like Son of Frankenstein, the epilogue. This really just feels like an afterthought of what may have happened after the events of Son of Frankenstein. I will say the movie does work as an interesting bridge between Son of Frankenstein and Frankenstein meets the Wolfman in a lot of ways. But this is definitely my least favorite of the standalone Frankenstein movies that Universal put out. And by standalone, I mean the ones that just featured the monster alone, not like him with other monsters.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. And, the first and foremost, the reason why it's downgrade in quality is because they lost Boris Karloff, who just, after Son of Frankenstein, he felt that the writers had gone as far as they could without making a complete mockery or joke of the character, and I think he was right.
Now, the plot of The Ghost of Frankenstein is it picks up where Son of Frankenstein left off. Now, Son ended where Wolf Frankenstein, the main character of that movie, shot Ygor and then kicked the monster into a pit of boiling sulfur where the monster died, or so he thought. In this movie, you realize that Ygor somehow lived, once again implying that Ygor might be some kind of immortal being, and he frees the monster from the sulfur pit. The monster is very weak, so Ygor takes him to this village, which is home to Ludwig Frankenstein, who is the other son of Henry Frankenstein from the first two movies, and is the brother of Wolf Frankenstein from the previous film. Now, Ludwig is a brain surgeon and a psychiatrist, and the monster ends up killing a colleague of his, and at first he plans to destroy the monster, but after being visited by the ghost of his father, he decides to replace the monster's brain with that of his dead friend. However, Ygor, with the help of Ludwig's corrupt partner, tries to make it that it is his brain put inside the monster. Now, in the film, Bela Lugosi once again reprises his role as Ygor, who I would say is probably just as much a villain in this movie as he was in the previous film. However, in this film, I feel like there are moments where Ygor is kind of sympathetic and a little three-dimensional. In the movie, the Frankenstein monster is played by Chaney Jr. In the movie, Cedric Hardwick plays Ludwig Frankenstein, and he also plays the ghost of Henry Frankenstein. Lionel Atwill plays Ludwig's corrupt partner, Dr. Boehmer. Now, Atwill also played the character of Inspector Crow in the previous film. Now, Evelyn Ankers plays Ludwig's daughter, Elsa. Now, Ankers was also in The Wolfman, where she played the character of Glenn. And Dwight Frye actually has a brief cameo appearance in this movie as a villager. Frye, of course, played the character of Fritz in the first movie, and he played the character of Carl in Bride of Frankenstein. So what do you guys think of, the acting and the characters in the film?
The acting in this movie isn't as good as the last three. Lon Chaney Jr., he was a great actor, and he had a lot of great roles, but unfortunately, the Frankenstein monster was not one of them.
I agree.
I thought he was alright. He's definitely a step down for Boris Karloff, but it didn't bother me.
Well, throughout the movie, he's just totally expressionless. You hardly ever even see his eyes.
Yeah.
He just doesn't emote like Karloff did.
Just bland, that's all I can say.
Yeah, I could see that. I will say, I think Bela Lugosi did a great job as Ygor in this movie.
He was okay, but not as good as Son of Frankenstein, in my opinion.
Yeah, but there were moments where I felt Ygor, there was some sympathy for him, like the part where the villagers say, where the monster has the little girl on the roof of that building, and he's not trying to hurt the little girl at all, and they just say, come down, we won't hurt you. And then the villagers attack him anyway, and Ygor is like heartbroken. You said you wouldn't hurt him. Like, at that moment, you actually do feel sympathy for Ygor, and you realize him and the monster are genuinely friends. I actually thought one of the stronger aspects of this movie was the relationship between the monster and the little girl, and the moment in the movie where you find out that the monster wants the little girl's brain put inside his body is actually kind of creepy when you stop to think about it. What was it you wanted to say?
Oh, well, this was about, when Ygor reveals that he wants his brain in the monster's body, and he says, I don't want to be alone, and I'm like, but if you put your brain, or you have someone put your brain in the monster's body, the monster is going to be gone, it's just going to be you, so you're going to be alone in the monster's body. So how does his plan make any sense?
It doesn't. The part, like, after when the brains are switched, when Igor's in the monster's brain, when he starts talking, I have to say, that actually that's probably the scariest part of the film, was when he, like, starts talking, like, Ygor, we'll rule the world. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, but then he gets his comeuppance when he realizes, oh shit,
I'm blind.
It's a very weak entry in the series.
I would agree with that.
Not the worst, just it's weak and just not that good. And plus, the other side characters, they're not terrible. They're just, there's nothing to them. They're just there. That's it. Period.
Okay.
Yeah.
And once again, I think I like it better than you guys do, but
Alright.
It's definitely the weakest of the standalone Frankenstein films. So that was our review of The Ghost of Frankenstein. Our next movie review will be on Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman.